Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com, back today with another daily crypto update. Today we can see that the market is taking a really big hit. By all means, I would consider this a market crash here, as most cryptocurrencies are down more than 10%. And this is somewhat linked to a similar drop in the stock market, so that's definitely not helping. There are also some technical factors involved that are causing this drop, which I will talk about in more detail. But overall, over the past 24 hours, definitely a major drop here in the cryptocurrency market. And like I said, the stock market also had a pretty big drop. Now, let's get right into some of the news pieces. So first off, we're going to start off with some good news. ZRX actually got listed on Coinbase finally, and that's great news, right? It's the first ERC20 token, right, to be listed on Coinbase. And if we take a look at the actual price action here for the crypto, let's see how it's doing. So it is up slightly. Of course, it's hard to, you can only go up so much when the rest of the market is completely collapsing, but it definitely is reacting positively to this and is definitely increasing. So it's just unfortunate that the market is like this right now, and it's kind of limiting it, but at least there is some good there. Now, let's talk a bit about the technicals. So, like I said, there was indeed a drop in the stock market yesterday that kind of affected crypto prices, and some people were kind of disappointed about that. But I think that at the end of the day, we've seen that cryptos, while in certain situations they can, do the opposite of what the rest of the market is doing. Overall, cryptos just tend to react relatively similar to the stock market, right? So if stock market is doing well, cryptos are pretty likely to do well also. If the stocks are doing bad, cryptos are pretty likely to do bad as well. So there's definitely some link there, and we've seen that time and time again, to be honest. Now, for the actual technicals, we can see that back in February we began a downtrend, and this downtrend line over here has really been, one of the major causes for consistently pulling back lower and putting in lower highs. Now, this was a pretty sneaky downtrend line because, depending on how you're going to draw downtrend lines, you would have started from here, but it does hold up, right? And we now got previous points to show that this downtrend line is definitely causing some issues, and that's also what caused the drop here that made us sink down 10%. So yeah, basically we hit this downtrend line once again and lost support. I'm going to talk about this in more detail, but as you can see, we're gonna really reach a bit of a breaking point here on if we're going to get a bigger drop or not, and that's something that I'll talk about as well. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates, and let's go ahead and jump into the technical analysis. So increasing selling volume, massive candlestick here, red candlestick with the selling volume, and we got support at 6,000 satoshis, but the question is, can that hold, right? And it looks like it could for a day or two, but if we look a week out, are we really going to manage to hold 6,000? We definitely could, right? As we are right now, but we are going to reach sooner or later this the end of the formation, right? Probably near the end of this month at the most. And at that point, we're going to have to make a decision either way if we're going to move higher or lower. So what I think is really happening right now is, at the end of the day, market, even if it may seem like the market is stabilizing, or maybe it found its path, at the end of the day, I think that the market is still just not ready to really set a clear trend here. And that's why we're constantly searching for that area of kind of equilibrium and stability to truly move in the right direction, because right now we're getting these moves higher and then coming back down, and at the end of the day it's just trying to find that area of balance that will really create true stability. So that hasn't been found for now, that's for sure. So as for the indicators, definitely looking bearish here. I probably expect a little bit more downside, and for the actual price, 6,000 satoshi is going to be our last support before we get a pretty massive drop down to 5,000 satoshis. Now the good thing with that is it's kind of been a long time coming. So we've been hanging around here, but at the end of the day, we know that our long-term support and uptrend line is at 5,000 So that was an area that we've almost tested a couple times, but usually it's right around the $6,000 mark that we've been able to get support and get a bit of a bounce. However, I feel like this time, especially with the fact that we really squeezed out this range and broke this symmetrical triangle formation over here, which has been building for months and months, I have a feeling like we are going to indeed fall below $6,000 and actually reach that $5,000 mark, which is a much more logical area to get a long-term bounce on. And hopefully that will be the end of this crypto bear market as we know it, right? And we can start at least to get some true positive signs of stability once we reach that $5,000 mark. But at this point, it seems more or less inevitable for me that we do end up testing that level. So you can imagine for a lot of altcoins out there, probably going to be very hard to weather that storm, right? Bitcoin is known to just hold up better than most. So a lot of altcoins probably going to get a very big drop as well. For Ethereum, we are coming up on our support at $180, but next support is $136. And if Bitcoin is going to go to $5,000, I think Ethereum is going down to $136. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin now, see what's going on. So moving over to the Coinbase chart, Litecoin lost its $53 mark support. Next stop is $46. And after that, we're going to enter kind of that previous area that we're in. So could be anywhere between, $30 to probably $45 for now. So if we were to drop below $46, that is, which is definitely a possibility right now. But I definitely think that we're going to be testing that level sooner rather than later. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ripple. Ripple, one of the cryptos that was able to almost spark some bullish optimism again in the market, but that didn't last, as you can see from the chart. And we've now been, pulling back pretty severely from here. So what's interesting with Ripple is we have a very interesting bounce opportunity at 36 cents. That is our breakout area, so could get a nice bounce there. But right now we're kind of in full crash mode where we're below our lower Bollinger Band, so it could end up trickling down lower. I really hope that we don't move lower than 25 cents at the very most. I think that we have a good chance of holding up just because we have multiple layers of support here. But really, the last straw would be 25 cents. We absolutely do not want to move below that. That would probably push us below 20 cents, which would be, a true disaster. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next crypto, which is Nano, and see what's going on. So Nano is currently at coming up on its 2,700 Satoshi support level. 27,000 Satoshi support level. Could be a lot of support in that area, but once again, it just depends on what the market is going to do here, especially if we get a bigger drop with Bitcoin and everything. I could see this, falling back, at least back down to 13,000 Satoshis. So I hope that we're able to get a support before that happens, maybe at 20,000 Satoshis or something like that. But it is definitely a possibility, and that's why I wanted to mention that. So let's go ahead and also take a look at our next crypto, which is Neo, and see how it's holding up. Neo has not been one of the best performing altcoins out there, that's for sure. And as you can see, let me go over to the USD chart. That's where I've been doing my technical analysis for Neo. We are coming up on this $15 support level. At this point, it's very clear that we're going to move back to $13, and hopefully, we'll really be able to get support there and not fall lower within. And next up, we've got Stellar Lumens. Stellar got a very big red candlestick, pushing it back into its symmetrical triangle formation. It's currently experiencing support at 3,400 Satoshis. I think this could very easily go down to its support level. Hopefully, we won't get a move below that. Could also easily go down to 3,000 Satoshis. And we would not want to move below that because that would pretty much confirm a move down to 2,500 Satoshis, which we successfully exited that area, and then we'll be going right back into it, which is never a good sign. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next chart, which is going to be EOS, and see how it's doing. So EOS is currently experiencing a pullback after testing basically that resistance level where that was kind of the end of the symmetrical triangle formation. So now next support level is going to be 8,000 Satoshis. could pretty easily get a drop down to 7,000 Satoshis at least here for EOS. Let's go ahead and take a look at Lisk and see what's going on. I'm not expecting Lisk to do good here. Currently at $3. Next stop is going to be $2.50, and if we move below that, I mean, this is basically the death of Lisk right here, because that was truly our kind of bottom that we put in. So a move below $2.50 would basically probably push us below $2, and I mean, at that point, it's just completely down in the dumps, really. Next up, we've got Cardano, and if we go over to the Bittrex chart here, we can see that Cardano is currently trading at 1,000, right below 1,254 Satoshis, which was its support level. Our next stop is going to be 1,000 Satoshis. What's interesting here with Cardano is, are we going to not drop as much as other altcoins because it already got such a big drop, or are we regardless going to drop lower and get that move below 1,000 Satoshis? Once again, that would be a disastrous move in my opinion, but it definitely is in the cards here with a bigger market drop. Bitcoin drops, Cardano likely going to get a hit, and that could really push it below 1,000 Satoshis. For our last cryptocurrency, the daily crypto update, IOTA. The one good thing with IOTA is, it's been holding up, been consolidating in this very tight range, so that kind of tamed things a bit. But right now we are moving towards 46 cents, and any move below that would push us down to our next support level, which has kind of been a long time coming, 33 cents. That was, the area pre-run up. So I think that it would be good to test that area, as it would be good for Bitcoin to test 5,000 Satoshis to hopefully clear up this bearishness and allow us to then move higher. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.